Natalia Demi Perez. I am 24 years old and I am a second generation or kind of first generation Mexican American. Um, it's been something that's very unique in our family, something that's kind of, I don't know, education's been very important to us in my family, and receiving a higher education is something that we've all really striven for and kind of worked for it. It's very important to my family, but not everyone in my family is educated or higher educated. A lot of them are, but there's a lot that aren't. And I don't know, it's kind of led me to be grateful for how it's come to be and kind of where it's come from, because my dad came to the United States when he was 16 and became a citizen and worked construction for his whole life until he was about in his mid 30s. He decided to go to school. So he went to college, and that's what brought us to BYUI. And he was able to receive a bachelor's in human biology and a minor in chemistry. And he got straight A's, a 4.0, scholarships. And this was someone who didn't make it past a middle school education. So to go from that and all of a sudden finish college with straight A's just kind of shows that if you really want something, you can work for it. And my dad always gives us a hard time if we don't do if we don't do good. He's like, "Well, I my first language is Spanish and I was able to get a 4.0. So I don't know what you're doing, like sciencey stuff." So he always jokes about that, but it makes me want to not take for granted the value of education and how much better your life can be from it. So from doing construction, he's now doing prosthetics and orthotics. He did a master's program in Chicago at Northwestern University, and now he's going to be starting his own practice and kind of be his own boss, but in a practice that's able to use that construction mindset and ability, but also his science background that he's acquired. And it makes me want to not take for granted education and to do my best to be an educated person, be it someone who uses their degree or something different, so that I can give my children a better life like my dad did for me. And it's very different when you are someone that comes from a whole nother background, a whole nother culture, to be able to get that education and to kind of assimilate and to do well is very difficult. But I really admire my dad for that. That's something that I have like a selfish goal of being highly educated and get super duper mega wealthy solely for the purpose of being able to buy the education of someone who can't be able to receive the education like I have. Someone who is coming from poverty like my dad did. He used to sleep on dirt floors in Mexico. And I want to be able to find a child who's passionate about education like my dad is, and to be able to fully pay for their college experience, because to me that's way more valuable than gold, I guess, education.
Do you
That's
th-
kind of like my big dream. Hmm?
do you think that um, your dad has influenced your siblings like he has influenced you as well?
Oh, definitely. All of us as siblings have wanted to make it big to be able to help other people as well. And Tori's actually the first one of my siblings to graduate from college and is doing well in her career, as well as she can for like fresh out of school. And she's been able to like at a restaurant, she was able to buy kids some food that were just kind of like bumming out on the street, and just like those little things that we've been wanting to do, she's been able to do it. And I really think my dad's example has been able to like penetrate all of us like in our minds as well. And I know it's like food, it's nothing like grand, but I think it's something that can go a long way for people.
Yeah, it's definitely something grand to them. Um, I know that I have seen people who have paid for meals, and the gratitude that I see on their faces is extraordinary. I mean, you can just tell that they are very grateful. So that's a great thing.
Hmm.
So what are you wanting to do in your career?
I kind of laugh sometimes because my dad had to break his back and do something super hard so that I could do something kind of follow my dreams. Um, I'm actually doing communications, and it's in advertising and visual media. And compared to like where my dad started and everything, it sounds frou frou, but I want to do social media marketing. And I think it's something that's so unique and interesting and always ever changing because of the way social media works and how we interact with it psychologically and how we advertise with it. I think it's so interesting on that aspect of it, but also the creative side. So that's something that I'm wanting to get into, but um, hoping for the best because I still have yet to graduate and find that perfect job.
Yeah. Do you think that because you have this you have this need and you have this desire to um, like influence people, and social media is a great platform for that. Do you think that that might be an underlying reason why you want to go into social media, is to influence people the way that your dad has influenced you?
I think so. And I think I want it to be something that's not so, what's it called? Like secret to me. I guess like the way social media works and everything, we use it to scroll and look at things, but the inner workings and the behind the scenes of it is really fascinating to me. But also, like how you're saying, how it influences people. And I want to be able to use that. It's so powerful, something so powerful, and use it for good and use it to advertise products that I kind of believe with, the values that align with me and my personal brand. So yeah, I definitely want to influence people, but I want to be able to use that power for good because I think social media is kind of like a superpower that companies have.
I think that's awesome. I think that's an awesome dream, and I personally think, being your roommate for one semester, that you can definitely do that. You have a lot of talent and you have a lot of kindness, and so that was an awesome story. So thank you
Thank
so
you.
very much. That makes me just like, I don't know. I mean, it personally makes me more like, I can feel it in my heart right now, if that
That's
makes
good.
sense. So, thank you so very much. Stay tuned because I'll be posting this pretty soon. It'll be on like social media and stuff and everything like that. So,
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate you reaching out to me and I feel like blessed to be able to share my dad's story because it was a special one to me.